today's daily message is about be careful who you're getting advice from. Now, I did talk about this a little bit before on the channel about fake gurus or people who are like on here doing all these things, giving people advice on what to do, and they're either getting it, it's the weird thing, okay? So we watch people, but we don't see what their qualifications are. We don't know where they've got their information from or what's going on. Like, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So a lot of it is life experience, people from that I've connected through, and also through the spiritual side of things to understand life. So that's where I get all mine from. Some people are just getting it because they're copying somebody else's video, or they're using AI, or they're just really trying to do it to make money and not actually doing it for the right reason. But that's not necessarily what we're talking about today, but about in general, like, you need to be careful who you take advice from. You know, you need to seek experience from people who seek guidance, I should say, from people who are experienced, if I can get that out. It's really easy to start following and listening to everybody and taking it as real life. Like I've always said, I'm very careful with what I do and what I say and how I help people, because I know I literally feel like, well, they feel like I go home with them on the shoulder and they're hearing me going, keep your mindset straight, do this, do that. So it's important to understand that you have to be careful about who you give your power to, who you take advice from. Have they, number one, gone through the experience? If somebody's trying to give you advice on something and they haven't mastered it themselves, don't listen to them. They actually have no idea, otherwise they would be there. So look for those set of circumstances around to see whether that advice is advisable to take on, because sometimes it's just not, and sometimes it's just an opinion and it's not actually good advice. So you need to look at that. You need to know that not all advice is equal, and that's what I was just saying then, is like, you need to seek out and go, well, am I going to take the person on the corner of the street who's going to tell me that this is the way life's meant to be? Or am I actually going to go to an expert and go and find out what I need to do? So, because people through people, and then they give advice, or they watch one TikTok and they're like, yeah, well, this is what you got to do. But again, it's your life. You need to be very protective of who you allow to give you advice and how much of that advice you take on. It's like when you become a mum, like, everybody gives you advice and that's great, but the best mum is taking all those little bits of advice and tuning into yourself to what you and what your baby needs. And that's the same with life. You need to filter out the negativity. If you've got somebody who's always like going, bugger it, just quit your job, go, they're not worth it, they're this, they're that, they're then making you feel guilty that you have a job that you might actually like, but you just got a temporary problem right now that can be fixed. So watch that. Learn from people who inspire you. If you see people doing constant action all the time, they're the people you want to go after. Usually the people that have got great advice are the people who don't give it to you, but people who actually know and say, give you a little bit. This is like if you're met a friend or somebody else, you know, like they might go, I don't want to tell them what to do, but they might go, if it was me, I would do this. So maybe listen and look for those people, those wise people in your life, and keep them on your side. It's important. So again, learn from those who inspire you, and trust your own visions as well. Like, trust your own feelings of what you want to do and where you want to go and what you want to be. Don't listen to other people. Don't conform to other people. This is your life. You need to live it. And saying that, I'll see you again tomorrow.